Jonah 2:8 says, "They that observe lying vanities forsake their own mercy." KJV. Dude said that from inside a fish. Yeah, a tomb. Not exactly a TED talk or even a sermon that most people would teach in church. Observe, meaning you're not fooled. You're watching the lie work and agreeing with it. You're not a victim of it. You're the security guard of it. Now, lying vanities isn't just a lie. It's a beautiful lie. The kind that sounds responsible. The kind that sounds mature. The kind that keeps you bound while you feel justified. Like religion. Think of it like this. Have you ever had takeout leftovers and felt bad about throwing it away? So you put it in the fridge, only to throw it away later anyway. Yep, lying vanities. You lied so you could feel better for a moment. Here's what lying vanities sounds like with addiction. It's not addiction, it's stress relief. It's not a problem. I just needed to sleep. I'm not dependent. I can stop whenever I want. I work hard. I deserve this. I'm not hurting anybody. I only do it at night, and night is still part of your life. I'm functioning. That's the lie people worship. Functioning is not freedom. Functioning is just bondage with good PR. You remember the religion part? Why do you think Christ fought religious leaders? Here's why. Because he knew religion keeps you bound with hope for a better future far away in heaven instead of a better today here on earth. The worst one I ever told myself. I am not as bad as this person, or at least I am not like those people. And the thing about comparison is a drug as well. It numbs conviction by lowering the standard. And Jonah says the cost is this, is that you forsake your own mercy. In other words, you abandoned your own kindness, not because God hid mercy, not because God refused mercy, but because you refused reality. Self-deception doesn't show up like a parade. It shows up with a spreadsheet. It shows up with logic. It also shows up with reasons. And the reasons sound convincing until you look at the fruit. In other words, you are the prisoner and the warden at the same time. Here is how Proverbs 14:12 puts it. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Seemeth right. That word indicates the seriousness and the danger. It doesn't feel wrong. It feels reasonable. Here's how you can tell you're negotiating instead of facing the ugly truth. You don't ask, is this destroying me? You ask, can I get away with it? You don't say, I need help. You say, I just need a better plan. You don't say, I'm bound. You say, I'm just in a season. You don't say, this is killing my future. You say, I'll fix it later. Later is the devil's favorite calendar. Jeremiah 17:9 says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Above all things, not politics, not culture, your heart, meaning your mind, not your emotions, not your physical heart either. Your mind, you trust that blindly. Now that is what I call blind faith. And people think I'm crazy for believing in God. Now listen carefully. Conviction is not condemnation. Conviction is mercy. Exposure is not punishment. Exposure is mercy. Why? Because the lie can't heal you. It can only comfort you while it destroys you. 1 John 1:8 puts it like this. If we say that we have no sin, sin meaning rebellion, stubbornness, and the action of thought, we deceive ourselves and the truth is not in us. Notice it didn't say the devil deceives you. It said you deceive yourself. You don't break free by pretending you're strong. You break free by admitting you've been blind. John 3:19 says, men loved darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. Now I will put this in simple terms. You loved ignorance rather than the knowledge of the truth, because our actions were or are causing misery. The issue isn't that light is unavailable. The issue is that we protect darkness because it lets us keep the habits. But here's the turn. Light does not shame you. it reveals you to yourself, and revelation is the beginning of freedom. When you stop defending the illusion, you reclaim your mercy. You don't need better excuses, you need truth and a clean decision. In our next episode, the last episode in this 7-part run, episode 7, we will discuss restoration, how we begin to break chains, and where the rebuilding starts with truth, community, discipline, and identity as we rebuild in the light.